Training camp is almost here. It will be here in about a week or so for some of these teams. We're looking at workouts for some of these players, and today we're looking at Shedeur Sanders. We're going to watch him throw the ball around, work through some drills and everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at practice. We're looking at workouts. You want to see what your rookies are doing behind the scenes? It's right here. Those guys climbing depth charts, those guys on your favorite team, those guys you're getting ready to draft in fantasy football here soon. It's all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. Know what your players are doing behind the scenes. Today we're looking at Shedeur Sanders. Almost 2 minutes of clips here. We're going to watch him rock and roll. We'll loop this and keep talking ball. But we see him work on the feet like that a lot. We see that in between drills in practice with the Browns. During rookie camp, OTA's minicamp. We see that. Just staying light on the feet. He's been concentrating hard on that. That's just part of his repertoire in his workout in the rain. In the rain. Keeping it going in the rain. Shout out to 305 Sports or whoever you are. If that's your content, I just found it because it was viral. It's literally viral content. Everybody was just sharing it. But he's getting it out quick. Boom. Getting it out quick. Boom. Moving around. Boom. Release getting fast. Things are getting heated up. Getting the ball out there. Good spiral to him. It's looking solid. Making things happen here. Getting it out. 1, 2, 3. The thing about this is I get what some of the commenters are going to say. Hey, it's against the air. It's just a workout. It's what an NFL player is supposed to look like, whether it's the first round pick, last round pick, UDFA. I will definitely say this. Training camp's coming. Training camp's coming, and this is a prospect that's been stacking days. One by one, every day. Rookie camp, OTAs, training camp. The only blemish we have was on the road. But honestly, Shedeur Sanders has around an 80% completion rate, all those practices combined. Most of those practices, 3rd and 14, but we did get some time with the twos. We looked good. With the cards that have been dealt in practice by the coaching staff with what they want to do, here's him in the rain too, just getting that work in. He's been stacking days and been looking good. With the cards that has been dealt to him and what the coaching staff has been allowing him to work with, he has been passing. And I saw a clip from ESPN radio out of Cleveland that they're expecting, as long as he doesn't just turn around, throw it backwards every play, that he should easily make the roster. They're expecting that. I didn't have doubts. I've never, you check all my videos, I never had doubts with that. But I also cover what I find. I'm going to gather some clips from the media of what they've been saying recently, questions and everything, and then just review it. Kind of like I have done before, but I haven't done it in a while. The radio stations around Cleveland are actually pretty funny with how they say things with their takes. But the release, getting very aggressive, definitely see that. He's a very accurate passer, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in college football. He's very accurate downfield, around the boundary, around the sideline, back end zone. Just nasty downfield deep ball. And this is a player here that has been working hard. He's working with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's taken him under his wing. Flacco's been teaching him things. We've seen that in some of the clips after practice. They've been with the iPad going over some things, going over what they're seeing or whatever it is. You're hearing Stefanski talk about them as they're talking together prior to the meetings and everything, like they're together. You're seeing him and Kenny Pickett talk, and it's not like Kenny Pickett's mentoring him, but it's like they're even level, and Pickett's been in the league for a bit, and it looks like Shedeur's even teaching him stuff. He's looking like an NFL player, like a pro, like he's been out there for multiple years. Not just a rookie, not just a good rookie either. Like, it looks like he's been out there. He's been a veteran. He's carrying himself well in practice. And I analyzed this between plays, during plays, even like little snippets of him talking to other players and stuff. He's there to work. He's composed. He's working well. And a lot of people, and I know there's somebody that'll bring up the driving incident in the comments below. I made that video showing the footage and in my opinion on that just because no one could say like, hey, I'm ignoring it. But to me, that's going to be forgotten about once we're in July and August. As long as he doesn't just keep doing it all the time, like he gets pulled over every other week or something like that, that's going to be forgotten about. It's peanuts. Peanuts. As long as you don't keep doing it, I'm not worried about it. I just know something like right off that back foot, that drive off that throw, just looking strong. That one throw. I mean, it's not like they're not on others, but just noticing that. Fast release. I get it. Snapshots, clips, like, hey, what about the other throws he could have missed and stuff? It doesn't really matter that much to me. We have tape from rookie camp, minicamp, and OTAs. And he's been looking solid. He's been making plays downfield, tight windows in the end zone. He's been gelling with the other rookies on the field. That's what he's been doing. And he's been solid. He's been going wire to wire with the Browns. What are we expecting in training camp? Probably going to start out more of the same, where he's working with 3s and 4s still, and he's competing, he's stacking days, he's looking good. Shedeur Sanders just having a good completion rate. He's got to keep stacking days. I imagine he will. He's working hard. He's doing good. He's an upside starter. He's an upside starter in the league, talent-wise. Draft capital doesn't say it. I understand if that's what you look at. But just from watching the tape from Colorado to now, he's an upside starter. He's got a lot of potential to him. He is on the Browns, though. Don't forget about that. The Browns will do Browns things. That's why they get the jersey of all the quarterbacks on there that just goes down to your knees with the nameplates. That being said, you got to keep that in mind. Joe Flacco's been looking good. If he keeps stacking days, Flacco's going to win it. I like him better than Kenny Pickett, but I'm also not a Browns coach, and they may like Kenny Pickett for some reason better. I think we've seen enough of him with the other teams. I've seen enough of him in college. Not as good of a prospect. And why? I mean, he's just showed it. It's not going to revert back. He's not going to revert back to being a good starter. He's not going to carry the Browns to the playoffs. It ain't Can you let me know in the chat if you think Kenny Pickett's going to win a playoff game? Drag a team into the playoffs and start winning games in the playoffs. There's no upside to Kenny Pickett. I very question that move. And then draft 2 quarterbacks, but they were deals. Dillon Gabriel, draft ahead of Shedeur Sanders. But I look at them as different assets. Dillon Gabriel, I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's great under pressure. I think he's immaculate with his feet under pressure. Has good composure in the pocket. Accurate ball downfield. Arm's not as strong as Shedeur's. Shedeur's just as accurate, if not more accurate. And it's almost like different calibers of accuracy or just different asset classes. But I look at Dillon Gabriel more of an upside backup, like a backup you're developing for the long term, and maybe he gets stretches of games where he's a starter. But I look for Gabriel to be in the league for a long time. I mean, the draft capital suggests that from what we saw in the tape, from what we saw at the Senior Bowl. Everything suggests that. I think he's going to be a good asset for the Browns. I think Shedeur Sanders, coming in as a rookie, more of an upside starter. And when I think about him versus Flacco, that is the main thing I'm looking at. Flacco has had his moments. He's had his bad moments where he had games run of picks. He's also had good moments in the league, especially at the older part of his career. I look at him as an asset where you throw him in as starter, you're just hoping to hold on tight and win some games, control turnovers, and hopefully you win more games than expected and you sneak on through. Where Shedeur Sanders is a quarterback where you throw him out there as a starter, you hope you hit that upside sooner than later, and it blasts off. I think the downside's similar to both quarterbacks. Like, when I look at this objectively, like, Flacco's more likely to hold on tight and get you at 500, I guess. If you're looking at downside, like the worst of worst, but I'm not expecting them to hit worst of worst. I'm just trying to be real with that. Like, Flacco, I guess if you want that, I guess it's not really a winning mentality. Like, a winning mentality is like, man, just if he keeps doing what he's doing, he keeps stacking days, why not just throw him out there? Why not? I imagine Shedeur Sanders is going to be starting eventually. I look for Flacco to continue to play well in camp and practice. Something happens to Flacco, or if he has a bad run of practices and Shedeur keeps stacking days, he could sneak this job. I don't understand Kenny Pickett. I think Shedeur's going to pass Kenny Pickett. He's going to pass him somewhere down the line. Or Kenny Pickett gets his moment in game and they figure it out real quick. There were moments from beat writers saying Kenny Pickett had some throws that should have been picked off in OTAs. There's been moments in OTAs where Gabriel's had some balls batted down and the completion rate's been higher for Shedeur Sanders. The caveat to that is Pickett and Gabriel's had more work with the second team. That's something you can note with that. Like more thrown at them, but that doesn't say that Shedeur Sanders hasn't been stacking days and he's had opportunities with the second team. So there's a lot of people saying, hey, he's only with the third and fourth. He's had opportunities with it and he took the bull by the horns. He has. So the thing is, we go into training camp, we just keep doing what we do. The cards are dealt to you, and if you keep stacking days, you might get the opportunity to stack days with another team. That's the thing about this. The cards are dealt to you. You keep stacking days and looking good. You get the opportunity to stack days with another team, or you end up starting for the Browns. That's the thing about this. You look good in preseason. You look good in joint practices. You're going to end up stacking days for another team. They're going to give you the shot if the Browns are too scared. That's the thing about this. They could be, like, this isn't a team that's just taking random shots at players for upside. Very, I don't want to say calibrated. I would say, like, conservative or scarcity mindseted on a lot of their approaches to building their team and how they operate. Scarcity mindset, like too scared to shoot for that upside, too scared to push for the upside. Definitely see that in them. I mean, they've had a lot of things blow up in their face, though, quarterback, Deshaun Watson. You look at all the other quarterbacks, Manziel. They messed up with Baker Mayfield really bad. Like, the Shedeur Sanders experiment here in Cleveland might end with another team. That's the thing about this. You got to remember it's the Browns. But Shedeur Sanders has been looking good. He's been stacking days, and I've been saying this with a lot of videos. And if you keep looking good, eventually good's going to come to you. You just got to keep looking good. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.